Introduction speech. In nearly every single culture throughout history, lying has always been viewed as a heinous and forbidden act. It is viewed this way especially so in American culture. So if I were to announce to you all that I was going to start this speech with a blatant lie, many of you might look at me as though I were out of my mind. This is, however, how I will start this speech, with a lie. And here it goes. When I read this speech assignment, I was very excited to do it because I knew exactly what quote I was going to use and what I was going to say because I knew myself so well to do so with ease. Well, there you have it. That was one very big lie. And that will be my only lie from me to all of you from now on. Seriously though, I struggled with this subject because I didn't want to come across as cliche or have some gross misrepresentation of myself. Initially I wanted to quote my favorite political figure, the great Winston Churchill, but I'm not that epic of a person to even compare myself to such a brilliant leader. Besides, politics are severely overrated. I then wanted to quote my favorite author, Kurt Vonnegut, or Colonel Kurtz's famous monologue from my favorite movie, the phenomenal Apocalypse Now. But I realized I wasn't dark or cynical enough for either of those. Heck, at one point I debated just rehearsing Theoden's great speech at the Pelennor Fields and somehow making that work. Long story short, the situation was looking rather helpless. Then I stumbled upon what would be my holy grail of LA101H group introduction speech writing. For my recently passed 19th birthday, as a present to myself, I bought a banjo. Now, I had never played banjo before and did not know very much about it, but as a self-taught guitarist of over 8 years, it seemed like something that would be fun to play. So I ordered it, and it came last week as I was struggling to find that perfect line. Luckily for me, it came in what could be the nicest box ever, or any instrument has ever come in. Across the box were quintessential images of Southerners playing banjo at a plantation, the bayou, and more. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was even a picture of John Wilkes Booth on the back. But these were all nice and all. But what really spoke to me was a single phrase written across the top of the box. And really, it couldn't sum up my mindset better. And I quote, "Music makes life better." I stopped and thought about it. It did fit me perfectly. As I previously stated, I'm a self-taught guitarist. I also have taught myself to play the bass, mandolin, ukulele, dobro, sitar, violin, cajon, harmonica, zither, and soprano steel drum. For me, music is life. I love writing songs, and I have played with many bands. Ultimately, I want to become a rock star. Good luck with that though, right? When I'm not composing my own music on many instruments, I am listening to many different genres, from classic rock to alternative to jazz to big band and swing and techno, you name it, I'd probably listen to it. Music is entirely different and more meaningful means of communication. It can speak to people's souls far easier and truer than any spoken words. If you don't believe me, consider for a moment how many people chose to quote song lyrics for their speeches. Music is my passion and my love. Truly, music makes life better. You would think after having been vice president of my school for 4,000 people and having given numerous speeches to the entire student body before teachers and the administration and even in front of the most senior members of one of the largest school districts in Pennsylvania, I would have found this speech to be somewhat of a cakewalk. But it is in fact the complete opposite. This was one of the hardest. Instead of standing before thousands of people with the intent of making them laugh, I'm standing before a class of 19 and trying to tell them who I really am. I guess I'm a friendly and outgoing guy. Different from most, and maybe even a bit unique and interesting. Hopefully. I'm from San Francisco, and I am a diehard Boston Red Sox fan. I love filming and animating movies, and I played baseball and ran cross country in high school. My grandfathers were from Sweden and Germany. My grandmother's families have been here since the 18th century and the Mayflower. But these are ultimately just details, and details don't tell you very much about a person beneath the surface. To really know a man, you must know what he believes and how he thinks. And although I may have last read it off the box of a Deering Good Time banjo, I firmly believe that music makes life better.